Magic Marketplace. Product review.
We read you product review. Welcome to the Magic Marketplace product review. Make way for Luke Dancy. You go.
The Magic Marketplace product review with your host, Luke Dancy.
What's shaking, boys? That is me. Welcome to the Magic Marketplace right here at the Magic Session. And we are here to talk about 3 brand new products. And let's give you the scoop on those right now. Up first tonight, we have from David Regal, we have the Regal ring chain. This is a very cool thing you can do with a borrowed ring. You vanish the ring and it appears on your chain. All right. Up next, we have from Vernay Magic and Roberto Mancia. This is called Outstanding. This is a stand-up version of Out of This World, and we'll let you know our thoughts on that in just a moment. And bringing back one of our favorite parts of the show in It's a Book. This is Aqua Imp. This is from Ben Harris. This is a kind of a modern version of the Imp bottle done with a water bottle. And here I am once again. My name is Luke Dancy. I am here every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time in our live session room at the Magic Session. And I'd like to give a few shout outs to some of my friends out there watching live. I see Chris Williams, Mr. George Winland. I see Lucas is here, Sketcho Magic. Sketcho Magic is actually the friend you could thank for the great opening and some of the other fun things that will be happening during the show. Some great sound effects and other intros and outros. You're going to love his stuff. Very cool. And see Movie Man. I believe I saw my buddy Randy Shirley floating around. Mr. Taylor. So a lot of great guys. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget, you too can join us every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Yep, that's right. So up first, we've got something. This was in this week's, your sneak peek. Every Friday is what you get when we post up a little tease on what one of the products we'll be reviewing right here on the show. And you know what that is, and I know what it is.
The Glimpse.
That's right, boys. This is The Glimpse. This is where we give you guys the inside scoop on a product. You guys get to look at it, check it out, and post your questions for us. And we will try to answer those. So we'll give you a little peek at the Regal ring chain. This was in The Glimpse. And then we will basically let you guys ask questions live, and I'll get to your questions from The Glimpse right now. So here comes the demo for the Regal ring chain.
What's the idea of the Regal ring chain? Well, the idea is to borrow a ring. Take that ring, make it vanish, and tell people you wear a chain around your neck. And on that chain is a ring. You borrow a spectator's finger ring, it vanishes. It's a ring. It's a ring that's on that chain. It's really on the chain. They could pull on it. You must slide it off, hand it back to them, and they have witnessed a miracle that occurred with a borrowed ring, their own ring, something that holds an emotional resonance. An empath is someone that can get close to you and sense your feelings, sense what you're thinking. I'll show you how we're... Oh, sure. Watch this. I'm sensing, get your hand out of my face. Am I right?
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's crazy, isn't it?
That's amazing.
But I can show you if I actually touch something. Does anyone have a ring that comes off? Because don't tell me anything about the ring, okay? So I'm going to tell you how you feel about the ring. Just by looking at it. First of all, it's a light ring. It's like a tin ring. I'm going to tell you, concentrate on how you feel about this ring. I feel you miss it. You actually miss them.
It's gone.
Oh, I'm sorry. And you're mildly concerned, too. But don't worry, because I have jewelry, too. That's important to me. Did I tell you that? My jewelry is a chain. Any of you wear a chain? I wear a chain around my neck, and I'll take it off slowly. I like my chain. You know why? Because it has something on it. It has a ring. It has a ring.
All right, and welcome back to the show. That is the demo for the Regal ring chain. Once again, that is from David Regal. You saw David himself, doing the trick. One thing I always like about David's stuff, it comes in beautiful packaging. It's a really, really nice box. You also receive everything you need with this. But yeah, the packaging, first of all, always jumps out at me when there's a new David Regal product. I know when I first started seeing him put out his own line of stuff, he did the Sudden Deck stuff. He did Memento, another good one. The packaging is always top notch, and he told me this isn't cheap to do, but he wants it to look good. And of course, Restored Credit was another one he did recently that looked really, really good. So basically, first off, David thinks about everything, not just the trick, the packaging that goes into it too. So that's always a good thing, especially with products. So yeah. So anyway, that's the first thing. I of course want to do something more importantly, and that's to answer your questions that you guys have every week. And of course, that is our it's our feature we call the Glimpse. So let's pop over there right now and check out some of the questions from the Glimpse. And don't forget, you guys can keep an eye on themagicsession.com. Every Friday we do post up one of the tricks we're going to be reviewing. And the first one today, the first question comes from Lucas, who is watching live. He's asking, do you have to keep the ring palmed before it goes on the chain? And Lucas, that's a good question, man, about, do you have to keep it palmed or whatever. You do if you want to do the effect as you see in the demo. If you want to just vanish the ring and go straight to your neck and produce the necklace with the ring on it, on the chain, yeah, you do have to keep it palmed. But if you want to spread out the vanish from the reveal, then you don't necessarily have to do that. David shares some other thoughts on how you can move into another routine and even come back to this later without ever having it to come near your necklace. So you don't necessarily have to, but if you want to do it as you saw in the demo, you do need to keep things hidden in the best that you can. Back over on the Glimpse, we have a next question from Willie, our good friend Willie. Does it come with the chain? That's probably gimmicked. Anything you specifically need to wear? Thanks, back to you, Luke, or whoever's hosting. Cool, thanks, Willie. Yeah, the chain is included. It's in the box here. It's a very nice chain. It is very, very nicely done. Actually comes in a nice jewelry box. So once again, Regal spared no expense. Actually, the box is actually embroidered. It's actually got the Regal chain, the stuff there. Really nice box. You do get the chain. It is gimmicked. It's gimmicked not in a very, it's a very interesting gimmick, the way he's gimmicked this. I think when you see it, you'll smile. You know exactly what's going on when you see it. You don't have to think about, how does this work. It's pretty self-explanatory. But everything you need is included. Of course, you get the gimmicked chain because that's what makes this work. And you do get your DVD too. So everything's included here. Back over on the Glimpse, we're going to keep things moving here. Chris Williams asked, interesting, I do like tricks with spectators' objects, yeah. However, there is a lot of ring on chain effects out there. What makes this one special? And, Chris, that's a good question. I mean, there's been a lot of other ones out there. I know my friend Sean Fields, who was actually hosting with me last week, he put out Flight 204. I think there was another one out from Peter Eggett called Exit. I think the one thing that makes this one a little different is the chain you get with this. It is a gimmick chain that makes everything really easy to do. And basically, there's very limited sleight of hand involved with this one to make the effect happen. I know with some of the other ones, there were specific ways you had to be set up to do the vanish and things like that. This is very straightforward. You borrow something, vanish it, bam, you can produce it anytime you want. So that's what makes this one, I think, good, is there's very little setup involved. Once you have this on, you're ready to do it anytime that you want. Up next, we have from, I think this is from Eric Morrison. Love David's stuff. However, I don't know if it's just a magician standpoint, but does this look like how it looks? Meaning, will anyone with the knowledge of a French drop figure this out? I know Sean Fields has one. Oh yeah, that's right. Sean also had one called Northbound. Is David's method worth knowing? Yeah, I'll address that. I mean, basically when you think like a magician, the simplicity sometimes will throw you off and make you not like something. But I think this time the simplicity isn't a bad thing. Think about it from a spectator's point of view. You vanish something and then it appears in an impossible location. That's pretty straightforward and pretty strong. Just because it's not a new plot here, I think that might be why some people aren't getting as excited about it as they could be. A couple last questions here on the Glimpse. Mojo says, what's shaking, guys? What's shaking, bud? How does this affect, real quick, is this a fashionable chain to wear? Okay, that's a good question. And could you hand it out? Yeah, the chain is it's a very normal looking chain. There's nothing gaudy about it. It doesn't look ugly. It's decent, and it's something that I couldn't see anyone having a problem wearing. Can you hand it out? No, you can't hand it out because it is gimmicked. That's the short end of that. And back over on the Glimpse, one more question from our buddy White Oak Canyon. I should say at the outset, I own this effect, so he already owns this. It would be interesting to have you comment on if you think it's practical to wear. This is the only concern I have with the effect. Quality of the chain is outstanding, so he's agreeing it's outstanding. But I wouldn't wear it every day in and out. Alan Rorson's chain effect seems to be as good. Okay, so basically, I've actually sat with David, and he showed me the setup before I own this. And I think it's something that you could have on you and set up without really having to be too worried about being uncomfortable with this. It does help if you wear the kind of shirt I'm wearing now with a collar. It helps kind of make things a little easier to hide. So if you're wearing a jacket or if you have a collar, something like that would make it easier to have it set up and ready to go at any time. If you're wearing just a t-shirt, you're probably going to have a little trouble hiding it, the gimmick that is. But if you've got a dress shirt on, a collared shirt with you know, some room to hide some stuff underneath your collar, you'd be more than fine. Or if with the jacket, like I said. So you know, those are the thoughts for the Regal ring chain. And I'm also popping in the room to see if anyone has any questions. Brett once again is asking, can you hand it out? Unfortunately, the answer is no. That's the biggest question, seems to be, can you hand it out? You can't do that. Of course, the next question everyone wants to know is the price. And the price for the Regal ring chain is $69. So for $69, you're getting the chain, the DVD, thoughts, instructions, and an effect that you can wear on you and do anytime that you want. So that's basically, those are the thoughts for the Regal ring chain. I'm actually going to refresh the Glimpse page because it looks like we had another question pop in that I missed. And let me pop back over there right now because our buddy Matty Bix, there it is, Matty Bix. This looks great, but it's kind of a short trick for the big price. Now, Matty, you know, that's a very valid thought. I mean, you're paying $69 for a chain that lets you do a quick effect. However, if it's something that you're going to wear on you and have ready, I think the price could be justified. You know, I mean, when you carry around a deck of cards, you're always ready. But it's a personal effect, which is what Randy Shirley just said. It's something that you have. You can borrow a spectator's object and have it appear in a very impossible location. So think about it that way. I mean, there's also versions of Ring Flight that aren't cheap. Same kind of deal here. I mean, you're getting something a little different than a ring chain, getting a necklace to do it. And of course, card to wallet. I mean, you get a card to wallet. Think about how much those wallets are. They can range anywhere from $50 to $100 too. So this is kind of in the middle of that. This is kind of a card to wallet type of style effect, method-wise too. And you do receive a nicely machined gimmick that you can wear on you. So, you know, it might be short, but it is personal, like Randy said, and it's a quick bit, but it's powerful. You know, do something, go. Especially with people with short attention spans, they want to see something quick and easy to understand. Well, there you go. That's the Regal ring chain. So there we go. That is the first thing tonight. That's the Regal ring chain, and you know, that's pretty cool stuff. You know, when you can do stuff with people's borrowed objects, it always seems to play really, really well. All right. Well, up next we have something from, this is from Vernay Magic and a guy named Roberto Mancia. This is a stand-up version of Out of This World called Outstanding. So if you guys haven't seen it, let's check out the demo, and then I'll give you the scoop on this one. Stay tuned. Alright, welcome back to the show, boys. That is the demo for Outstanding. And once again, this is from a guy named Roberto Mancia, and this is put out through Vernay Magic. So, this is a version of a classic, as you already know, and we talked about a little bit, Out of This World, which is got to be one of the strongest effects, I think, to a layman that you can do with a deck of cards, because the method is seemingly out of your hands. You're letting the spectators make all the decisions, all the moves about what you do, and yet at the end, a miracle seems to happen. And, you know, it's definitely the kind of trick that you need to have some table space and a setting to do it in, and especially this version, because it is more for stand-up. This could play great for close-up. Parlor would be good. And if you had a screen behind you, maybe even if you did stage. I could see it being okay for stage too. I had a chance to look at the DVD. The first thing that is kind of cool, you know, they offer it, you know, great explanations, great teaching, and not only that, they have 2 performances of him doing this live for a group of people. It looks like about 40 or 50 people. So he's actually doing this. You see him do it twice, and you know, you get a chance to see him really do this for people. So, you know, the only thing that gets a little annoying, and it's not really a big deal, they do have a guy, you know, speaking over his. This is from Argentina, so you know he's speaking maybe Spanish, I think, and so there's just a guy speaking over it. So sometimes the timing about what it's doing doesn't match what he's doing, but that's not a big deal. It's just a small little quirk, I guess. But they are doing this in a great setting. Argentinian, thank you, Randy. I should have known that. So basically, as you saw, you're able to do this with, he has 2 pieces of cardboard that he sets up against some glasses. So 2 pieces of cardboard, and then he has the people name whether the cards are red or black, puts those cards in front of the corresponding piece of cardboard, and then at the end he proceeds to show that all the red cards are in front of the red card and all the black cards are indeed in front of black card. And at the end, all those cards can be handed out for examination if you'd like to. Yeah, and the movie man's saying Argentina equals Spanish. So Spanish, all right, cool. So basically, this is a way to do this routine, the Out of This World, where the cards are separated from reds and blacks in a stand-up way. Now, is that good? Here's the thing. If you're able to interact with your audience and have them do what you do in this trick, which is you can hand out the deck in different parts, like you could separate it into like 4 or 5 parts, have the spectators each shuffle parts of the deck, have everything mixed, you go through and you do this routine. It's pretty powerful to have the cards then separate from reds and blacks. The method is very simple. It's not really going to wow you, but it works, and it gets the job done. And it's something that I can assure you that if you were interested in doing this, you'll be doing it in no time. Everything's justified, all the moves, all the thinking, it's all justified here. And the trick really makes a lot of sense because you're interacting with the audience. They're making all the decisions like the regular trick, Out of This World. You're just putting the cards in a place where they can see them at all times. Everything's in play at all times. You don't do any like, you know, turn around, do any of that. Everything's done in front of the audience. Your angles are good on this. Your angles are very good. And you know, I think if you're a connoisseur of this kind of magic, this kind of plot, I really think that maybe you might like this, because if you've always done like card magic and you want it to play a little bigger, this plays much bigger than just doing it for a few people. Now, of course, you do need to do it in the right settings, stand up, parlor-esque. As you saw in the demo, there's a quote from Pitt Hartling, who's not a stranger to card magic. Pitt says, "Outstanding is a professional, practical, and direct version of Out of This World. It packs all the punch of Curry's original version and will amaze audiences from 5 to 500. So that pretty much sums it up. You could do this for a small group or a larger group, and it's just a card trick. So, you know, I think this is a solid buy if you're the kind of guy that's looking for a new routine to give you a good 5 to 10 minutes of your act. This would play easily that. The interactions there with the audience is always good. And basically the price on this one's right too, in my opinion. Getting $30 for this. So it's a DVD, full instruction, gives you teaching, really good teaching, and a routine that's not a pipe dream. This is something you can tell Roberto Mancia uses, and something that I know that you too will use if this speaks to you. So a couple questions live in the room. Randy Shirley, Narlo Jr. is asking, are you buying a method or some sort of gaffed cards? This is not gaffed at all. This is just a completely, you buy the DVD, that's all you get. It's the thinking in this that you are getting. The secret. You're buying the secret. There are some things that you need to do to make this happen, but it's nothing that you don't have already. We'll put it that way. So, you know, a stand-up routine, $30, you're getting that. I'm telling you, it'll give you a good 5 to 10 minutes of solid material here, a good solid routine. And like I said, it's not hard. Yeah, and the cool thing is, I really liked about this personally, before I wrap this one up, the spectators really do shuffle the whole deck. You bring out the deck, you split it up, they each shuffle them, you don't like switch the deck. The cards are in play the whole time. It's quite a good thing. So I like this one. You know, it's something that I could definitely see that if you're the kind of guy that wants to do stand-up stuff, you probably enjoy this one. So there we go. That is the review for the Outstanding from Roberto Mancia. Hope I said that right. Randy's also asking one more question. Considering it's stand-up, would jumbo cards be practical? You could probably do this with jumbo cards. I'm going to assume so, but you would have to increase. You would have to work around that. I'm sure you could do this with jumbo cards, but the method would then require you to enhance one of the props that you have in play, and I'll leave it at that. But I'm sure you could use the same methodology with jumbo cards. Just a little thinking. All right. So now on to the last part of the show. This is one of my favorites. Bringing it back. This is It's in a Book.
Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. A reading rainbow. A reading rainbow.
Take a look. It's in a book. Lit. Right here at the Magic Marketplace. This is a booklet. This is by no means a book. No means at all a book. I believe this is no more than about, I don't know, 10 pages. This is a one-trick booklet put out from Ben Harris. And, you know, Ben Harris has been around forever. Of course, he's the originator of the floating match on card. You know, he put out all sorts of great books. You know, he's known for so many things. And this is one of his latest things. This is called Aqua Imp. And basically what you're getting is it's just like a modern version of the Imp bottle. You know, a little bottle. I think it's like red and white, and the bottle can, you know, turn over, and then, you know, it stands up on its own and stuff. One of the people in the room, I'm seeing this is Rag, says, "I love this trick. This is one of my favorite tricks." So yeah, I mean, this is smart. And what's cool about this is it's not a card trick, it's not a coin trick. It's something using a very everyday object, a water bottle. And so if you're out in a situation, and you know, if you're at a gym, if you're in school, anywhere you are, people are always drinking water these days. And this basically allows you to borrow a bottle. It's basically empty, so it's pretty much empty. You can't do it with the full bottle. It's basically empty. You tell the person you're going to put a little water in your hand, and do they smell like jasmine? And they go, "No, what are you talking about?" You go, "Well, you can actually, the properties of water, you can actually cause it to turn, it's got the properties of helium. And when it changes, the particles change, it starts to smell like jasmine. So you kind of preface it like that. So you have this little bit of water, and then you take the bottle, and you can have the other spectator kind of have another bottle next to you, and you start to rub the bottle back and forth, and then slowly but surely the bottle starts to lift up, almost as if it's going to levitate up off the table. You know, it kind of like just pops up, almost like that. And basically then you're able to cause the bottle to go back down, and then at the end, you really do have the spectator smell your hand again, and now, not your hand, the bottle, and they smell that the water now smells like jasmine. So the particles have now, you know, changed, you know, into a different, I don't know, not a different particle, but the water's now changed, the properties have changed, and now it smells like jasmine. So it's kind of like a full circle effect. Let's see, Manny Vick's saying the regular Imp bottle, the magician can make the bottle stand on its side, but the spectator can't. So yeah, this is kind of the same thing. You're able to make the bottle kind of stand up on its own. It is a water bottle. There is a gimmick that you need to make, but it's so easy. It's not like, I wouldn't even call it a gimmick. It's just something you need to do to make this happen, and you would need to carry this on you if you wanted to do this with pretty much anyone's water bottle. It's very easy to do. The effect is smart. It's thought out. It's interesting. The effect is interesting because he's taken an effect that kind of looked magic-y, you know, a gimmick little bottle, and made it into something that you could do with, you know, borrowed water bottle. And the fact with the smelling, I mean, that's kind of interesting too. You know, you can cause, it kind of makes everything almost make sense. You know, you cause the water to change smell too into something else, so it becomes believable not only visually, but you know, they can smell it too. So that's interesting. It's a very, very small booklet, like I said. You do get, you know, full page like photos here. You can't see anything there, but yeah, you get photos and very good descriptions here about everything. So yeah, Lucas said it right, and I like that, Lucas. Lucas says this: the little things that enhance it, and I'll agree with that. The small touches here make this something that's not only believable but fooling to your spectators. Might make them wonder, maybe he's actually doing this. Maybe this is actually possible, and that's kind of cool. So, are there any demos of this? Sham, I looked on YouTube. I couldn't find any demo of this, unless there's someone out there doing it other than Ben. I couldn't find a demo, or else I would have showed you. But basically, the effect is just basically the bottle just kind of stands up when you roll it. The Jasmine thing is just for patter, right? Yeah, Danny, you don't have to do the Jasmine thing at all if you don't want. It's for the patter. So if you don't feel like doing that, you don't have to do that. That's a good question. All right. And of course, at the end of the day, we're talking about prices for products. And the price for the Aqua Imp booklet, right there, that's $15. So you are getting a nice little booklet. It's laid out, everything you need to know, patterns included, a couple of different options for gimmicks if you want to do it one way or the easy way, and of course also how to make everything work. So there you go, 15 bucks. You know, it's a fair buy if that kind of stuff interests you. If you're the kind of person looking for something new that's kind of off the wall and outside the box, well then there you go. All right. So that's about it for this week. We talked about 3 great new products. We'll probably bring back some of the other features next week. Probably bring back the SmackDown and all that stuff. It's just been busy around here, so I haven't had a chance to do everything for you. But we did get the 3 products in this week. So that's about it for now. Thank you guys so much for joining us. You can also stay tuned once again after this show. We got a little something special for you. Don't forget about that. And also, I just want to say thank you for all the support. Don't forget you can post your comments below. Let us know you're out there. If you have any questions, post them there too. And you can always find us over on Facebook and Twitter, facebook.com/WeSession, and on Twitter, twitter.com/WeSession as well. So guys, that's about it. Hope you guys all have a great week. And as I always like to say, be good or be good at it.
Thank you for watching the Magic Marketplace product review.